Hi, it's Dan from Mason Productions. In this podcast, me and my friends will talk about business, relationships, and mostly rubbish. I would love for you to join me on this journey every Monday at 7 a.m, but only tell people that are down for the journey, no matter what happens.
We're back.
Hi guys, we're back. Mason Productions episode 4.
I keep forgetting when we say
So
that.
episode 4 of season 2. How you been?
Yeah, been alright actually. It's not been too bad. It's been a bit of a chill one, to be fair.
It's been good. It's been a nice few days.
It's been a bit cold,
Tad cold, bit rainy.
but let's be honest, UK British weather.
We are in the UK, baby. So
Moving on to
moving
things.
on to the theme of this episode, we are going to be talking about
Creativity and inspiration.
creativity and inspiration.
So, I mean, more specifically, we want to cover like things that a lot of artists go through, which is like different how they go through their kind of productive process and
productive
routine.
Creative process.
Whether that being how they set up for photo shoots, for like me when I'm setting up or preparing to do an artwork, and the brainstorming ideas and going behind the scenes and getting all the nitty gritty done before I start editing, and little things as well like artist block and mental struggles that me and Dan have both actually been going
both
through.
been through.
When it comes to being creative and things like that.
So this may be more for you, because at the minute my photography has been more live events and things like that.
Yeah.
So my question here is, when you're coming up with ideas
Mm-hmm.
and brainstorming, what is your process? Do you do you actually brainstorm? Do you have like ideas in the middle and then do you draw out and write that there, or
what I
you
usually
list things
do
down?
is I'll have a few ideas in my head and I'll
Mhm.
write them down as titles. So, for example, a few of them I got down is I'll have like creative titles. So, for example, I'll have Wormhole to the Unknown. I'll have what was it? Toxic Space. I've got things like
the Toxic Space was a good artwork as well.
Yeah. I've also got there was another one where it's Window to Space. I've got Wolf into a Dimension. Little random ones just for my pointers to know what the idea is and bring back that creative idea, because it can be forgotten about. And then what I'll do is I'll open up a blank template on Photoshop, get the pen out, and I will do a 10-year-old's drawing of
And
what
Tyler is not wrong. They do look like a 4-year-old's drawn them sometimes.
I'd hate to disagree with. I'd love to disagree with that, but I can't. Like the one I did.
It's really weird that like your and I don't mean this to sound all, your like drawing skills aren't great, but your like creativeness in Photoshop is impeccable.
I think it's more like, 'cause one thing when I was in school, I could always copy stuff really well. If I was like,
can't draw.
I just can't like free draw in my head. I can't, and that's probably down to like fundamental skills. Like one thing when I was speaking to another artist, I need to try and study autonomy more, or study how light affects blah 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 blah, and that you can only get that through study and experience. So that's one part of my field that I'm lacking, but it doesn't mean it doesn't work the way I do it at the moment. Like, for example, the most specific one, I even included it on my Instagram, is in the title of the artwork, A Wolf's Cave. The drawing looked like someone had half drunk or a child had just gone, oh, look at this. But yet, when you switch it, the artwork is totally different.
You literally just have that to make sure that you're not going off track.
Yeah,
and
it
to
gives
make sure that you're sticking to your original thing.
it gives me a baseline to what I want things to look like, and then I can then manipulate it my own way and find that perspective and keep that kind of same structure of things. Really,
we did talk about this on a previous podcast, but you've recently started using AI.
Yeah. Creativity wise and planning, AI is good for, like, for example, I can ask it, give me 5 ideas that I can base composites off and things like that, and it will give me titles they'll give me descriptions as well, but I'll more or less take the titles and go, right, what is my take on this? And then I'll create things off that, because some of the titles they come up with are really creative and really interesting. But yeah, like if you take parts of what you found and what it gives you, because it's sometimes a bit repetitive, or sometimes you might not like the description it gives, you just do your own thing with it, and it does really work a lot of the time.
You use AI. Is that kind of all your sort of your titles in the AI? Is that kind of your thing?
I mean, I haven't used AI yet in terms of descriptions for like things like Instagram and social media. It's more for my...
Yeah, I don't know if that will really work.
I don't think it will really, especially when it comes to like adding tags and things like that.
Yeah, I'm not sure it'll be too great.
No.
Don't get me wrong, it probably would be if you knew what you're doing, but I don't think it's a necessity.
No, I don't think it is either.
I don't really have this because my brain, and maybe I should start doing this more, like sort of going out brainstorming ideas to take photos of, but at the minute I've been very much like booked up doing like surprise parties, christenings. I've got a birthday party for like a 2-year-old tomorrow, so like a lot of events, so I haven't had the time or needed to at the minute to go out and brainstorm, pick up an idea.
I think our fields are so different. Yours is more of a...
And I'm not like a nature or a landscape photographer.
No. I think yours is more of very spontaneous, in the moment type of thing.
Capture that moment.
Absolutely.
While it happens.
It's not something you can really plan for. The only thing you can really study is techniques of how to set up faster, or how to take a certain kind of shot and
what
aim
settings I should use when this is
Exactly.
happening, and blah 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 blah.
But other than that, you can't really... You can plan for a type of shot you want to get, but you can't really plan much when the best photos are the most natural and unplanned, unposed for.
And that's it.
Authentic.
And one thing that I've actually started using is actually my failures and mistakes to keep me motivated and also to keep me going. One of your lights.
I just realised. I don't know when that went
That
out.
may have gone out. We don't care. We move. That photo didn't turn out the way that I wanted it to. Why did it not turn out?
Yeah.
Oh, I had the shutter speed at this. I had the ISO at that. I had this at that. I had this at that. And that's why it turned out wrong. And then me being like, when I next go out to do something like that, I'm going to make sure that I've got this set up properly. I'm not saying that happens all the time, because I am a good photographer.
Just point out.
But when it does happen, I need to be able to, nail it down, figure out what went wrong, how it went wrong, and then work on it from there.
Thing is, no photographer or no artist is
perfect.
Just pointing out the battery.
Yep, I know. And
okay,
we're rolling.
Just checking you saw that. No artist is perfect. Everyone's making mistakes, and they're only, if anything, mistakes are good.
If you're not making mistakes, I don't think you're pushing yourself enough.
No, absolutely. Which is why my field or my way of doing things is very difficult mentally, but it will help me progress faster, because I always go for concepts that are incredibly difficult in terms of perspective or lighting or things I have to do to create them. Like one of them I've got where I've basically got a hallway. It's very small in terms of scene, but it's a hallway kind of thing with a window.
You need to make sure they get the light right
and
from
it's
the window.
And then I've got a 3D model of a knight sat on that throne, and I have to create the armor myself. The whole perspective and the whole thing, lighting, shading, very high level.
Modelling, all of that.
Almost above. It is, to put it bluntly, it's above my skill level. But I do that.
But you have to do that to improve.
Sometimes I don't even do it on purpose. These are my creative ideas I have.
And you're not going to stop yourself just because I don't know how to do that.
I try and force myself, even if they turn out crap and I don't upload them, it benefits my skill level, because I go away and I've got artists that are very talented, very better than me, and I basically send them the picture and go,
where did I go wrong?
Where did I go wrong? How could I do this? How could I do that? And they basically bluntly go, the perspective's bad, the modelling, the legs look too short, the shading's crap, and then don't get me wrong.
Your ego must be battered and bruised.
My ego gets battered especially because you can't help but have that anticipation of, what if they're going to like it? What if they compliment it? Because everyone wants that. But it's when you get that negative, this is not right, this doesn't fit. And especially with art, because there's been artworks where I've been really proud of them. I send it to someone, and then it's just, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. And it's...
You can go home, away really disheartened.
And at times I have stopped editing altogether and left it for the day because it's so demoralising. It hits you. It's like, whoa, you can't help but feel like a failure. But it's one of those things where it's a necessity. You
But
need
you use that to keep on pushing.
You need to have that kind of. And if anything, I'm glad. As much as I don't like hearing it, I like it long term when they say this is crap, or they give me that brutal honesty, because I know that when they finally do go, wow, this is really good, I know
you will take it.
I know I can really. It feels like a proper accomplishment rather than just someone telling me what I want to hear, because that's never going to benefit you.
That's never going to benefit anybody.
Especially when it comes to like artworks in future, when you're making, oh, I've done this before, it looks good, and you don't actually develop the skill more because you think you're already doing it perfect because someone's just telling you what you think you want to hear. You know.
Moving on, you're a lot better than me, but collaborating with people. You're loads better than at this than me. It's something that I need to do. I need to find photographers that are nearby. I need to get closer and sort of that thing I need to do better. But you do it really well. And also, something that we said that we was going to do, and I have created it, I just need to do the final critiques, is a Discord so that I can create my own community.
Yeah.
But it's something that, or we create our own community, but it's something that you do really well, is having other people that you can collab with, bounce ideas off, and go, is this good? Is this not good? What should I have done here? I'm not very good at that, and I haven't really got them people around me.
I think it's easier for me because my whole artist scene being digital, it revolves entirely around social media. Whereas you can have contacts, but yours is more involved with if you meet people in person, which is a lot more of a difficult thing to do.
And maybe this is just me. I think that photographers in all aspects of everything are competitive.
Yeah.
And they don't want to help people maybe as much as they should, because they want to make sure that it's their shots, their things that are going up to the top leagues.
That is true. I mean, it is fairly saturated in terms of artist scenes. So it's not surprising that people will want to keep their knowledge and their own style and skills to themselves,
so that they can have their own selling point.
Try and elevate themselves
so
beyond.
I think it's quite lonely.
I think it is.
The only thing that I learn, and it's not even from other photographers, it's just, well, it is, but it's from like YouTube of other photographers, is editing styles, how they come up with their creative processes, how they, it's all YouTube that I watch. There's no person that I go to and go, oh yeah, like this. There's none of that.
I mean, I watch a lot of YouTube, but nowadays I don't have many people, but I have a good maybe 2 or 3 people that I trust to talk about when it comes to art, because they are incredible. I've got a couple that are really good at compositing specifically, and I've got this one woman who's incredible at digital art and painting, and she incorporates a lot of that and spends, like, some of her artworks, if she spent months on them, and they're honest, her posts have been liked by some of the top people, as in like social media digital artists that are up there, Phase Runner, Benny Productions has even liked one of her posts before. It's amazing, and I always ask her for advice because she responds fast. She always gives me honest opinions. There's a couple of other guys as well, and it's really nice to, like I said, although it can be demoralizing and take, like Dan said, hit your ego a bit, it's always nice to have that. Always.
If you are a photographer that doesn't mind helping out a young black new photographer, I don't know why I added the black in, it was so unnecessary.
Yeah, I mean, it was a little bit.
Please, I beg, please drop into the DMs. Let's make some artwork. Let's do a photo shoot together. Let's bounce some ideas off of each other. It'd be much appreciated.
It'll be great. And if it will also be good for social media purposes, like boosting your own social media following. Maybe if like,
and also like, not just run out there when we get booked for things and we're already booked up. You'll be the person that I pass on to, or subcontract to.
Like,
so benefits all the way around.
For example, like I'm moving a lot more into the digital editorial like creation scene, and a lot of the times there might be times where, because I don't have any camera equipment anymore, sadly. We've covered that before.
Yeah, check that out, and I'll link that episode, or I'll put it somewhere.
Yeah.
But that was a sad day.
It was sad.
Rest in peace, Nikon.
Rest in peace, Nikon.
5000.
Yes. Yeah, like, so I don't have that type of equipment anymore, and sometimes Dan will need that extra support, and sometimes he'll need all of his equipment that I can't borrow. So, like, if there's another artist that in the area that has those connections, that will benefit not only us, but also building that kind of friendship between artists, and you can share
And
ideas
that's
and
something
things
that I
like
want
that.
to do.
And Dan's always willing to learn things like that. We never claim to be full on
We are not
pros.
We're not pros, and we don't know everything.
Oh, absolutely not. I've got so much. I mean, even the top people are still learning things. Like, I've got so much to learn. There's so much information out there, and I'm always willing to be critiqued by people and get feedback, because at the end of the day, I want to develop that process where I know what I'm doing. I know how to create beautiful and artistic stuff. So all is well.
I also think that one thing that is important to mention here, that in your creative processes, you need to make sure that you are taking time to yourself,
Absolutely. Yeah.
having a break, and avoiding burnout. The
Yeah.
moment that you start forcing yourself to do work and, I must do this, I need to do this, I need to do that, you're setting yourself up for failure. You're going to get burnout, and then you're not going to want to do the artwork, and then you're going to be in this vicious loop.
And speaking from personal experience, I've done the exact same. I'm working 12 hours. I would come home. By the time I cooked my dinner and eaten, it was about nearly 8 o'clock. I mean, only had 2 hours, so I'd sit there and edit. And sometimes I'd really not feel like it. And I know that when you have a passion, you need to drive and progress. But it's also so important.
It's important to
listen
make sure
to your
that
own
you've
mind
got-
and
listen
take
to your
time
body as well.
away.
Take time for yourself. Take time away. Enjoy your time as well. Don't just force yourself to do stuff just because
Yeah.
you're like, I'm on that grind. I'm Gary fucking V.
Yeah, I've made my best.
Fuck Gary V.
I've made, and Dan as
And you
well.
make the worst mistakes when you're forcing yourself. You're tired, and
you won't do your best
you
work.
have to then redo it.
Yeah,
Ultimately, you end up having to redo it
I've
anyway.
rushed things, and I've done it before and I've cut corners trying to get something where I want it to be, and it's just not been there because I've not had the right mindset or the mental kind of mood and things like that. And I've done my best work when I'm in an incredible mood, and I've literally gone home going, I can't wait to edit. I can't wait.
They're the best days. They are the best days. And I think finally, like that, it's not going to be a massive podcast, this one, but we vary it up. The last one was relatively long, and the one before that was relatively long. I think one thing that will help you push yourself out of your comfort zone, and one thing that will help you develop as an artist, a photographer, or any field, is setting yourself challenges
Yeah.
that you've
absolutely.
not. So, like, go out, Dan, and take 10 photos of 10 different flowers.
Yeah. As an example.
As an example. Or
Yeah.
go out and you need to tell a story. Or you will bike for 10 miles, and on every mile, you'll take a photo.
Yeah.
Or every hour of your day, take one photo. Tell a story. That pushes you out your comfort zone. It makes you take photos in places where you wouldn't normally take photos.
Yeah.
Just for ideas. Great content for YouTube as well. So I think that setting yourself challenges, like you do it all the time, unintentionally, but also intentionally, set yourself challenges, put yourself out your comfort zone. It will then, when you then go down to then do your next brainstorming and things like that, you've then got new ideas of stuff that you know that you can do because you've done it in a challenge. So you've got new skills, new ideas that then can go towards something. That's
The same token, from my perspective, challenges that I'm definitely trying to do more as well is incorporating different techniques, or setting myself a goal to develop 10 ideas, and like today, or do 10 simple sketches of artworks I want to create, or opening an image and specifically working on one specific part, whether that be highlights or lighting and shading to change perspective of the light, or take a base plate, as in take, for example, a circle and then literally turn it into a 3D object using lighting, and little specific challenges that will push yourself and because we all have artworks where we go to a bit and we go, right, I've got to do this process. God, I hate this process, or this technique, or this, and everyone has parts of their artwork that they just don't like doing, and sometimes it's just worth.
You've lost another light.
Oh, I'm slowly going out. I don't know what's happening. Dan's full on. Well, to be fair, in all fairness, you've got all new batteries. I've got half batteries.
No, I haven't.
No, you've got all the new ones.
No.
These two had only half dead ones in them.
Not taking responsibility.
Anyway, but yeah, to conclude this short podcast, it's always important overall to try and do little things to develop your social media presence with not just like posts, but people around you, like-minded people that are going through the same type of processes and goals as you. It's important to take your time away, even if it's just going to the gym, going for a walk, hanging out, going for a drink with a friend, taking a step back from your grind, because it's not a case of stopping it or being lazy. It's a case of taking those much needed. It's like studying. You can't sit there and study for 3 straight hours. It's better to study for 1 hour and take an hour.
Take a 10-minute break or something like that. Yeah, to conclude, I think it's important that you have set processes in place when you're coming up with new ideas. I think it's important that you avoid burnout. And I think it's always good to set yourself new challenges, because then you're always developing new skills.
Yep.
It's been a lovely, quick fire podcast. It's been a pleasure to be sat here with you again.
And you.
Absolutely. It's been a great one. Thank you very much for tuning in, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Let us know your thoughts of this episode.
Always.
It's been you go.
Sorry, I was gonna throw out the DMs. If anyone wants to get in touch with us, whether it's to do with artwork, just to chat about things, Dan, as we've already spoke about,
please,
Dan
someone.
needs photographers.
I need.
I'm always willing to have a chat, whether it's about art. I mean, like I said,
not just art, but just about everything.
Anything else, mental health, whatever. It doesn't really matter. Our DMs, as Dan say, they're always open.
Unless you're sending dick pics, we don't want them.
Didn't realise you had to clarify that, but nowadays
just
you do.
Clarifying.
Nowadays you do. No dick pics, thank you.
Tyler is single, but he does not want Willie.
And to conclude this podcast, it's been Tyler from Mason Productions.
And your big boy Dan from Mason Productions.
And we'll see you guys later.
Catch you later.
Peace.